Hello and welcome back to A Few Bits of News. I'm TV Sliver and today we're going over a few bits of news from the gaming industry and adjacent areas. We start today with a correction. Last week we reported in our special that Blizzard were charging $35 for their option of copying their characters on both base Classic and the Burning Crusade Classic servers. That is no longer the case. In a developer post on the Blizzard forums, otherwise known as a blue post, community manager Kaivax stated that after careful consideration, the price will be lowered to $15, citing the reasoning for the original price. This service, providing a player with a second copy of a character in a different game, is new for us. Our original concept of the value of this service was largely based on how we price other optional items and services. The community itself still remains cold on this news. Comments include that this is basically cheap positive PR, considering they believed Blizzard would have never had continued with the $35. Blizzard may have chosen the commonly stated price in the questionnaires given to the community months ago as a fallback if there was an outcry. Others have stated they believe the move was purely to make a bad deal seem like a bargain, considering it's still a simple database toggle, the fact they still pay a subscription fee, and the fact that the server transfers will still be a paid service soon after TBC Classic's servers open up. But we're going to peek behind the curtain a second and show you why, while this is good news for the WoW players, the timing of this was frustrating for not only the player base, but for us as well. Kremlik already knew about the pricing and release timing on the Thursday the week prior, but chose to hold on to the information another week just to basically gauge the community reaction and to give Blizzard a chance to respond to that so we could get a complete picture. As Kremlik takes his time to gain the correct information and fact check when needed, we go over the script and record generally on Thursday the night before this video goes up. The last video was completed at just after midnight that night. The blue post from Blizzard was made at midnight our time. Considering the change was only made within the Blizzard community forums and not directly to the press, we didn't see this information until the following morning when I was at my job and unable to record the update. Apparently Krem was just reenacting Wrath of Khan at the news. Kremlik notes that this is not uncommon for publishers to attempt to bury bad news in a forum post, late Friday or close to the weekend, in hopes the media don't pick up on the information until Monday, giving the publisher time to craft a response to the negative feedback. Considering this news was only days before it was meant to go live, let's hope the only bad news is for Activision Blizzard's profit margin. In other Blizzard news, Glenn Rain has left Blizzard to found Lightforge Games with other Blizzard members and ex-Epic Studio members. Glenn Rain may not be a name you know, but their artwork will be, as they're responsible for the original Burning Crusade box artwork, as well as most of World of Warcraft's key art, loading screens, and was art lead for Hearthstone and Diablo Immortal. After 19 years at Blizzard, we wish Glenn well at Lightforge Games. You heard incoherent screaming around 2 AM BST last Saturday morning, you may have been living near a Final Fantasy XIV fan, as the yearly Fanfest event had started. The 2-day event started strong with the release of the full trailer of the next expansion Endwalker, featuring new locations, character reveals, and not just one, but all expansion content themes remixed and referenced, making it clear we're at the end of this current story arc. Game developer Naoki Yoshida, along with Michael Christopher Koji Fox, lead translation director, co-lead world and lore developer for Final Fantasy XIV, acting as Yoshida's translator, took to the stage for the keynote. The second big reveal was the expected one, the melee DPS Reaper. It was showcased not only in the trailer and showreel footage, but Yoshida's cosplay of the class. The Reaper class itself is described as a truly unique class, not just for the game, but for the series as a whole. As well as revealing new locations with in-game footage, there is a new Beast Tribe NPC race of moon rabbits called Loperids. Also, the name and theme of the 24-man raid in Endwalker was given as Myths of the Realm, touching the lore on the 12, the Pantheon of Eorzea, which was something set up but yet to be visited back in 1.0, and A Realm Reborn's content. Other announcements of note were the reveal of the vocalist of the Endwalker trailer and main theme as Sam Carter of UK-based metal band Architects, supported by series vocalist regular Amanda Arkin and in-house band The Primals. This will be the second collaboration of vocalists for the theme within the game, as Shadowbringers featured Jason Charles Miller of US industrial rock band Godhead, also a prolific voice actor and singer within gaming. Oceanic players were overjoyed to find that Final Fantasy XIV would be expanding their servers to that area. However, this is due after the launch of Endwalker, with focus currently on the Data Center travel system service, which will allow players to visit any server regardless of server region. Finally, the release date of Endwalker was given, November 23rd, 2021. The reason given for this date was not only the delay due to the current pandemic, but also the fact that 6.0 will feature more content than any other expansion. Considering 6.0 will end this current arc at release, Yoshida wanted to make sure the team had enough time to finish it to a good standard. Yoshida once again reiterated that Final Fantasy XIV would not end at 6.0, and content is planned going forward, nor is he leaving the project as this is his life's work and he has no intention of doing so until the game itself ends its service life. However, in a one more thing moment, the keynote's final reveal was the announcement and showcase of the male Viera playing race. This surprised everyone, as Yoshida had previously stated that no other player races would be made after the announcement of the female Viera and male Hrothgar back at the Shadowbringers reveal. The reason stated behind this was the negative feedback over the gender-locked races initially, mostly due to time constraints, and the Viera weren't planned to be playable until large fan requests for the race increased, more so when Final Fantasy XII's Fran was featured in-game. The inclusion of the male Viera corrects this, and Yoshida was prompt to point out the female Hrothgar will be playable in-game at a later date. However, the completion of Endwalker is a priority at this time. Day 1 continued with several panels, ending with a special piano performance by Keiko, in which Masayoshi Soken, lead composer and sound director of Final Fantasy XIV, came to the stage to play his rendition of Raktika's Greatwood theme, Civilizations, turned meme in the form of Lahi. Day 2 started with the Letter from the Producer Live, in which Yoshida goes over the patch notes and content for the game on a regular basis, this time expanding on the announcements of the keynote and the upcoming patches between now and Endwalker. Things of note include the release date of version 5.55, which is the final story content patch until Endwalker, which drops this Tuesday 25th of May. Included in this is the official release on the PS5 for the client, which PlayStation players have a free upgrade from PS4's client going forward. To fill the content void, the Make It Rain campaign will drop July 7th, patches 5.57 and 5.58 will drop in the summer, this includes the Data Center Travel Service, the Moonfire Fair and the Rising events are August 8th, and lastly, the Final Fantasy XV collab event returns September 9th. After another round of panels, the night closed with a live performance from the Primals, with Koji Fox and Soken, who are both vocalists to the band, joined by the staff members of the game, and Yoshida himself took a bash at singing. However, the biggest bombshell of the event came in the closing segment of the Fanfest, when both Soken and Yoshida took to the stage. Soken revealed he had been battling cancer and was now in remission. Soken was given the diagnosis last year and spent several months in hospital, still working on the music for the game, most notably the 5.3 track To The Edge. The doctors gave Soken the go-ahead and full remission notice before the Fan Festival, so he was able to attend. This came as not only a shock to the community but staff as well, as Soken has asked Yoshida not to tell anyone about his situation so as not to worry anyone. As he explained that, Yoshida turned from camera to break down as his best friend was back. Back at the launch of A Realm Reborn, the game's reboot, in an interview Yoshida noted how Soken comforted him when times got hard in development, showing how close the pair are. Of course, the community responded with screenshots and well wishes to Soken with the Welcome Back Soken hashtag. Soken himself responded in kind. I'm looking at you, I owe it all to every one of the Warriors of Light. I'll pay you back with the contents, I hope you'll keep enjoying our game. We here offer the best wishes to Soken and the rest of the team for a great fanfest. Rolled out on the 13th of May, Microsoft added not only text-to-speech, but speech-to-text as well to its Xbox Party Chat system. This is part of Microsoft's growing accessibility push within gaming. Included in this, as if you remember, is their accessibility controller, which allows customizable inputs on the Xbox systems. Let's hope more platforms do the same in the future. At the start of the month, Ubisoft reiterated its commitment to their The Division IP by giving a roadmap of not one, but all of the current, past and future versions of the series. Included in this is a novel, the known content updates for Division 2, a mobile version of The Division, and the movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Let's hope it's better than Prince of Persia. Included in this was The Division Heartland, a standalone free-to-play title due some point in 2021-22. This apparently is the start of Ubisoft's drive into more meaty free-to-play experiences in its IPs. This move worried many, but Ubisoft had been quick to note that this would not reduce its output of AAA releases, only to expand its portfolio on other platforms. Tomorrow, the Destiny community will see the return of Destiny 1 raid Vault of Glass. With its return starts the clock on another 24 hours of raid racing. Vault of Glass was the world first race for Destiny, 7 years ago in 2014. This time won't be the Guardian's first time in the raid, unlike other races, so Bungie have changed things up. As normal players require a light level, their gear level, to enter this time at 1300, and the first completion of the raid under contest mode is normal, this is when the change happens. After the first completion, a new challenge mode tier opens up. These are a set of tasks unique to the raid. Seasonal challenges were introduced last season as a new way to progress within the season pass. This new challenge mode tier is unique to the raid. Upon failing a challenge within the raid, the whole team will wipe and need to start again. World first is the completion of these tasks this time. The reward for the team is a silver-plated belt. This is the change from the normal gold-plated belts. Bungie stated this change is only to not diminish the success of the original Vault of Glass World First runners. Anyone that completes the raid within the 24 hours will gain not only the Triumph, Destiny's Achievements, Tempo's Edge, but the Emblem, player banner, tied to it. The challenge mode will close after those 24 hours, however will return with the rewards adjusted, which we will know at a later date. Cryptic's take on the Magic the Gathering Diablo hybrid Magic Legends keeps on plugging away in beta. Yesterday it dropped its May update with not one but 2 limited time events. Both of these started yesterday, 20th of May, however the first event at the time of upload has only this weekend to claim. The newest class, the Pyromancer, is free to gain from the store page right now up until Monday 24th, but don't worry as then it gets placed in the free track of this season's Battle Pass at rank 4. A handful of dailies should get you there, but don't stay too long as the season ends in around 30 days time. The second event is called Latent Shadows. As players chase down a familiar face in a boss encounter, much like the Mana Rig event, this one will net you a new spell, Corrosive Salvo, after 14 different daily completions. This second event ends June 10th. For those of you still into sniping a banana in a makeshift tower dressed as Deadpool, Fortnite has its own micro-challenge event that started yesterday. Between now and June 17th, if you swing by its store page in-game and purchase the free Street Shadows challenge pack, then all that's left to do is complete these fairly simple challenges for cosmetics. It's that simple. Sequel to the underrated Tomodachi Life, the JRPG social sim Mitopia returns, this time for the Switch. While this version looks like a port from its 3DS counterpart on the surface, this version adds much needed quality of life updates and the new feature of horses giving much needed defensive options for the harder content. Mitopia is released today with a demo if you want to try it out, exclusively on Switch. After a long wait for that weird furry Devil May Cry clone that you remember seeing at Gamescom 2017, Biomutant finally gets released into the retail wild next week. Boasting a large open world, this game offers fully customizable combat through a flexible crafting system. Weapons including one-hand and two-hand swords, pistols, rifles with chainswords. Mutations also change your characters in some unique ways, extending combat options even further. Explore the world by foot, mech, jet ski, air balloon, or area-unique mounts, and don your gas mask in the deep places or thermal clothes in the cold. The choice is up to you. Biomutant releases Tuesday 25th of May across PC, PlayStation, and Xbox platforms. The originator of the popular Persona series, Shin Megami Tensei, sees its third game in the Prime series Nocturne getting the remastered treatment. Many EU viewers may not remember this name, but may remember the images as this was released as Lucifer's Call in that region back on the PlayStation 2. Whereas not much has changed other than updated graphics and sound, this Pokemon After Dark game is the source of the featuring Dante from Devil May Cry meme, which sadly this time is being sold as DLC within its deluxe version only. The SMT series has been quietly rebuilding its brand in the US and EU on the 3DS, with remakes and the exclusive release of SMT4 and its direct sequel, SMT4 Apocalypse. At least Nocturne's release helps those waiting for the much delayed SMT5 release on the Switch. SMT3 Nocturne HD Remaster releases on the Switch, PC and PlayStation next Tuesday, 25th of May. And that's it for this week's Few Bits of News. Tune in next week for more news across the gaming industry, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as hit that bell to get notified of the next video. If you'd like to chat to us live, then come join me every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday evening over on Twitch, link in the description. Otherwise, we'll see you below in the comments.